Okay, I got to looking at the D2L or the syllabus, and it's saying that, gosh, we should be done with our financials by the end of this week. It seems kind of daunting, but I got messing around with the worksheets. It's really with the new templates so easy that it shouldn't pose a problem. So um, this is pretty well put together, and it makes your guys' job a little bit easier, which brings me to this point that as easy as this is, that means my expectations for your research and those things have gone up. In the past, we've struggled just sometimes putting together these financial statements and whatnot and making them all fit and balance and do those types of things. That's a fairly simple task, as you'll see. And so I'm going to press you a little harder probably on the research side. So let's start. Here we go. We've done the payroll year one, and we've done which fills in lots of other things, and I think that got us to our operating expenses year one, which we've done in a video. And so we're really down to the sales forecast now. I've already done a sales forecast, and I just kind of wanted to mess around with it and see how it worked. And so I'll show you what I did, and I'm going to have to update mine because I've got a couple things on there that wouldn't be involved with my type of business. And this is probably the toughest part and some of the complications that we're going to get because of the different types of businesses that we have. This isn't set up as well for a service type of business as it is for a retail sales of things type of business. How's that? Or manufacture type of business, for example. So it's a little bit more, I guess, difficult to put in some of the stuff. So I'll show you how I did it. And let you guys kind of decide. I did it two ways. One, I did, my business is a service business, right? I said I'm actually going to be managing rental units, and I'm not going to sell any products, right? But I put that in. I put in a couple products here just so you could see how I did it. I said product line number one was widgets, and number of widgets. This is per year, 120. Now, what you might want to do. You might actually want to come down and to do the monthly version here first. Let's say I just delete that for the heck of it. But I come down here, and if I put in the monthly one first, it was orange, right? I'll delete that and kind of do this. Okay. Because I don't know how many I'm going to sell for the year, and I might have some ideas about what I'm going to do per month, however. And some of you, again, might be very seasonal, right? I think somebody's doing a cattle operation type of a thing, right? Or I think a couple of you are actually dealing with that in terms of a small business. And so your sales might all come in 2 months, and so feel free to come and just put those in, okay? But for a lot of us, it's going to be fairly consistent, although there still could be seasonal aspects of it. Oftentimes you're going to have big months in, October, November, December leading up to Christmas, maybe if you're a typical retail place. If you're a coffee shop, you might be a little bit more consistent throughout the year. So I did widgets, and I said, well, I might just do 10 widgets per year, and, I just kind of copied that along as being a consistent thing, which gave me a total of 120, which I can put in up here then. Okay, and then my sales price per widget I said was $12.50, and my cost of goods per widget I said was $6. You might have to certainly kind of estimate or use averages for some of these things. Let me see if I can give you an example. Sorry, hang on for a second, and I'll turn that off. There, I just unplugged it. That's easier than turning it off. So let's say, for example, I'm selling 100 different types of espresso at a coffee shop, or mochas or whatever's. I drink straight black coffee. I don't understand some of those things real well, but my difference in cost might be 10, 15, 20 cents per cup, right? What I would do is just kind of take an average, then try to figure that out, and then maybe I'm going to sell a little bit more of one than the other. I might have to do a little bit of a weighted average and just try to figure that out, then what my cost per unit would be. I could break it down by every single item that I might sell. And what do I got here? I got 6 spaces, okay, and I'm sure that I could expand on this as well, okay? And so you're welcome to do that if you'd like, or if the items are similar enough, you can kind of combine them. Okay, if you're doing let's say, give you another example. If you were doing a clothing store, okay, blouses, you might have 100 different types of blouses, right? And they might have varying cost of goods sold, but your average blouse is going to sell for $25, and your average cost is going to be $12.50, perhaps. Okay, that may be adequate. Okay, because you've also got jeans then that you're going to be selling. You maybe have a pair or shoes. I'm sorry, you may have accessories, jewelry, those types of things, right? And so you might just have to kind of average those. Anyhow, onward. Then I'm also going to sell thingamajigs here, and I'm going to sell, again, if I did 20 per month, and so I went through the same process. Okay, now my business, though, I'm going to end up deleting these. I'm going to leave them in there for now, just to kind of show you a couple things later on too. But my business is going to be mostly a service business, and I put in this. I said I did it this way. I came down and I said, okay, I'm just going to have 1 unit per month. My management business is going to be a pretty steady payment that I'm going to get from the people that I'm managing rentals for of $2,500 per month. What I did was, again, let's just delete these for now. Okay. And I'll delete this for now and show you basically how I did it then. Okay, so I said, well, I'm going to do 1 per month, and I'll just bounce that all, or copy that all the way out. So I'm going to do 12 full units, which I'll just put up here, and my sales price per unit is the $2,500. And I'm not going to have any cost on that, right? My cost is my own labor and whatnot, but that's entered someplace else, so I'm going to leave that out, okay? And so there you have it. I've got my $2,500 per month, so $30,000 per year that I'm going to have in management. Now I'm also, for the people that I take care of, I also do some other things. I mow the grass, and I shovel the snow, and I do some different things like that. Do a little work, repairs, maintenance. I charge extra for that. Okay, and I'm going to charge them $20 per hour. And this again is where I came in and I said, well, let's see. Well, I got a part-time employee. He's going to do all that work. Remember, I did that employee stuff, and so I said about 25 hours per week. That'd be about 100 hours per month, or 4 weeks. There's actually a little more than 4 weeks per month. So I went ahead, and instead of 100, I just used 110. Okay, and I'm going to just delete that for now, just to show you. Okay, and I did it down here first, 110. Okay, and then I can extend that along. Okay, and that gave me my total, okay, of 1,320, which I put up here. And I could link this. I could say this is just equal to this. Okay, I could link that. It would be forever linked if I then do some different things in my price, or what I'm going to charge. I'm only paying my kid $10 an hour, or $12.50 or something, but I'm going to charge him $20 an hour for when I do that type of work. Okay, so my margin per unit, I got a 0 cost into that as well. Okay, so I'll be charging them, $30,000 a year for just kind of managing their units. That's doing the paperwork, sending out the bills, et cetera, and then I'm also going to charge them, I'm estimating, $2,600 or $26,400. I may well, and I didn't do it, but if I really thought about it, I'd probably be far more seasonal. I'd probably in May, June, July, August, and maybe into September, be doing a lot of stuff. That's when you're going to do a lot of the maintenance and a lot of those types of things. Both in the fall and then in the spring, probably not so much, and maybe more in the winter again because of snow shoveling and doing those types of things. So if I were to do mine more accurately, and what I expect from you guys is to think about those seasonal things, if there are seasonal things. Certainly some of you are going to have, Christmas, etc., those things, or some of you are very seasonal. Again, I think there's two of you that are doing cattle operation things, and so your sales forecast may all be 1 month. It may be month 10, right? If you were doing a cow calf, it'd be 10 or 11 somewhere in October and November when you ship calves. And you might have a couple other periodic times when you cull cows, whatever the case may be, where you might have a little bit of income, but it'd be pretty much in 1 month. So, okay, just try to figure that out. It's important that you get these totals, okay, because that's what then comes on over into both your cash flow forecast and your income forecast. Okay, and so that's really, really important that you go ahead and make sure that those totals are in there, right? Irregardless of how you're kind of entering some stuff here. Okay, gives you some monthly totals down here too that you're going to want, and again, may differ from type of operation that you guys have. So make sure you do that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and jump into, and we'll look at the sales forecast years 1 through 3. This just does all the work for you, okay? All this is saying is, what's our growth rate? And again, you might change some things, and that's fine. They're predicting a 10% growth rate. That may be aggressive for my type of business, for the type of business you chose. That may be conservative, okay? I think that I'm probably going to be closer to, if I'm lucky, maybe 5%, okay? So I'm going to change that. Look at that. It updates everything for me from year 1 to year 2 to year 3. Wow, way too easy, way too easy. Printing this is going to be your most difficult task. How to figure out how to print it and put it into a deal. Although, because it's online, you may not have to do the physical printing. So we'll see. Okay. That's it for your sales forecast. Okay. Again, you might have some difficulties given your type of business, that we might have to try to figure out some workarounds. If that's the case, let me know. We'll figure out the workarounds. But for now, I'm going to stop on the sales forecast. I'll send out another one in just a little bit where we're going to take a look at the income statement and the balance sheet. And that's really not going to take very long. So hopefully you get these done. And then there's going to be a few other things that we're going to look at, because you're also going to have to remember a narrative for this portion. So thanks, and I'll be talking to you again soon.